Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I appreciate you guys being here. Glad to see you. Hope you guys are doing well. Today we're going to be building what I'm calling an oversized floating shelf. And when I say oversized floating shelf, what I'm meaning is I'm hoping to build a shelf that can hold a considerable amount of weight for a floating shelf. My idea I came up with, which I'm sure others have came up with too, I don't know, I'm not real sure, but this is the idea I have came up with, is basically, this is the frame, and what my idea is see how I cut the holes through both sides, as well as on the inside, see the inside middle ones? Got one here, and what that's for is to hopefully distribute the weight right. And I got some 1/2 inch threaded, all thread rod, and I got about a 30 footer for like, I want to say like $6. They're fairly cheap. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut it in half, and when you cut threaded rod, you never want to cut it like right along the thread. You want to cut it like kind of like off a tad bit, just a tad, to where it can still thread on, or else you're going to be kind of filing it, and to where you can get the thread started on the hex lock nut. So I got a couple hex lock nuts, which I did buy a bunch of regular hex 1/2 inch 13 hex nuts. And I'm going to double up a bunch of them against each one of these. This is going to be up against the wall. So picture this up against the wall. There's going to be all thread, 1/2 inch, starting right here and going through the wall into stud. Two of them. The strength of the all thread 1/2 inch rod stay level and not sag. All this is going to be holding a stereo receiver here in the barn and a router, I believe. I'll decide on that anyway, but it's not going to be a ton of weight. There are some floating shelves out there that are made where you put something real light on them. But even so, like a lot of times, because the way it's designed is you got your floating shelf, right? Here's the wall. Well, they have you screw it in right here. Well, that leaves all this surface area to be weak and want to sag down. So like I said, my concept is using something strong like this all thread rod. I mean, it don't bend easy, but I'm going to cut them in half. That'll give me my two pieces, because my particular shelf, it'll be different on what size shelf you would want, is 2 foot long by about 14 1/4 wide. I'm hoping that it will come through and work out this way, and I hope to see you guys follow along and throw some comments out there if you guys have built a kind of heavy duty floating shelf, and give me your ideas in the comments below. So let's get started. I'm going to cut this all thread in half, and I'll see you in a minute. Alright, so I wanted to put it together for you guys, just kind of give you an idea of what's going on. So as you can see, the threaded rod goes through these two, not through this one. Remember, this is just the frame. You know, I've got an outer piece I'm going to show you real fast. So this here is like an 1/8 inch to 3/16 thick. All it is I found it next to the pegboard. So anyway, this would be the skin to my shelf. I'm also at a disadvantage. My studs go horizontal, laying flat, not up on its side where it's strongest, flat. So that's my goal. That's my plan. You guys put below if you think it's going to work or not, because I'm going to show you guys. Like, I'm going to show you guys everything. That's another thing too, is like, you want to try and make these bolts go straight up and down. So when I drilled these out, I put these two right together. When I had this square already made, I pushed this one here up all the way, clamped it, and screwed them straight down. I'm going to use finish nails and glue for this skin. I've got a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then lock nuts down here. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to pre-cut, trace all my skins, the front, top, sides. So that's what I'm going to do next, is I'm going to trace this out. So I've got all my pieces made and cut and marked. These two would be pretty strong. So I want to go, there's an 1.5 inches. I'm going to go to 3 inch. I'm going to take you guys along for the ride the whole way there. So if it doesn't work, you guys are going to see it. So I need 1, 2, 3 for the sides and front. And I'm going to worry about the back, obviously. No need of it. And then for the top or bottom, whatever you want to call this. Get these cut down where I want to cut them down, so obviously they can't go all the way through, also or go to the other end of the wall, to the outside, and you don't want that, obviously. I need to take these apart. I need to sand these rough edges down. I got these cut down, ready to go. I'll leave not that much out for now. That should be plenty. And then I'll wash it on this end. With this. But I'm being optimistic. I think this idea is all going to work. But we will see. So let's get this end ready. Because they're going to be the ones that go up against here, and the others up against these. That way it basically grabs this real nice and tight as well. Probably like that part right there, probably pretty decent. But yeah, I don't want to tighten this all up yet, at least not these, because I'll be going that direction. And then as soon as I get it where I want it, then I can go ahead and tighten these on. Here's the basic frame for the heavy-duty floating shelf. So yeah, this is kind of nerve-wracking because it's some thick bolts, holes I'm going to be putting in my walls. So let's just hope that this works out. Fingers crossed. So I've got my bit ready, and I decided to go with a bit that is relatively quite smaller than the threaded rod itself. So let's go to the spot where we're going to put it. So alright, so now what we need to do is measure the distance between the threaded rods. So what I'll do is I'll go off like the 1 or the 2 or the 3 instead of that the metal. I'll just go off the 2 to make it a little bit easier on myself. 19 5/8. Take away 2, 17 5/8. The first mark, and then we want to go the 19 5/8 shy. Make a little mark. So level is right there. So I'm real close to my mark anyway. Got lucky there. If there's any time to try it, I guess it's now. Right there and right there. You want to try your best to get this level too. I mean, that way you don't go in. Okay. Alright. Those actually look like they line up pretty decent. So what I have to do is get my pliers, get these tight to where as soon as I start turning it, it'll start threading in. Alright, I figure if I can just get this started, obviously I'll have to take those wires out. If I can get this started, I know I think an okay shape. Grab my level, try to make sure that I'm screwing that in fairly straight. Well, that one's wanting to start, so that's good. Let's see if I can get this one started. It's acting like it's wanting to grab here. I should keep my level straight. Now, this is when my welds are going to be strong enough when it comes down to it. Like I said, I am going to break out a scale and just see how much it looks like it would hold before it starts to sag. It might sag right away. I don't want to give myself too much credit yet. And so far, look, guys, I'm getting stoked now. So hopefully, I'm not getting stoked for the wrong reason. Hopefully, it still wants to play ball, but it's definitely going in. I have to undo these wires here in a minute so I can snug it up the rest of the way against the wall. Snug up all these jam nuts up, and man, there's no doubt in my mind it's going now in now. Yeah, buddy. So you see the bubble is a little bit that way, so I just keep on trying to hold on to it. And yes, the bubble is going on the outside now, but if I let loose, I'm thinking it'll fall. You know what I'm saying? By the time I get it tightened down and everything, hopefully it'll fall to level. All right, I'm gonna go to this one over here. Don't want to do too much too soon, or else we're gonna go get cockeyed from each other. And I think it's about time to undo these wires. Yeah, see the bubble? It's right there. But there, I'm gonna push up a little bit because I know metal is stronger than wood, and if I can make this, basically manipulate the wood to have it hold this bolt a certain way, that makes sense at all by the time it drops. Guys, I think we might have a winner. Let me make sure I keep on backing these jam nuts back. These will play an important role, though, of hopefully keeping everything nice and strong. All right, so I'm going to do these wires. These guys will be as simple as boom, boom. I'll have a video out coming out soon anyway on how to hook a RJ45, which is an Ethernet jack, and an R11, I believe, or RJ11, one or the other. There we go. There we go. All right. I wonder if night vision will help you guys. Okay, yeah, my fault. I should have been doing it the whole time. So here's the end. It was like up here when I started, so I know I want to end up pretty much all the way down. Keep an eye on my level for me, if you guys will. So far, so good. I'm still going to keep it on the outside a little bit to where the shelf is basically going up away from the wall a little bit. If you guys are liking this idea, why don't you give me a thumbs up? So far it has not been that bad. Like building this, I mean, I still gotta put the skins on it, but even if you didn't want to put skins on it, you could easily put a piece of plywood on top of here and boom, you know, screw it down and that's it, you're done. Keep an eye on this level still. See, I know that the 1/2 inch rod is not going to, it's not going to bend. I mean, unless I was to put something ridiculously heavy on it. I'm curious as to how much weight this will hold. So I think the only reason why it's got give at the moment is because I don't have those washers up against it. I think I just went through all the way now. I mean, as this sits right now, it is level. Okay, I'm pretty sure I'm all the way on that one too as well. See, that right there would have a hold of, that would hold it up. And if I feel like, if I feel like I need to, I will put that lock nut all the way up against it. Oh, that's going to stiffen it up, guys. For sure. Right now, I'm tightening those jam nut and everything right up against that washer. So I'm looking at that washer as being like the base foundation, it being metal. This guy over here is already like, I think sitting up right like I want it to for when by the time I get weight put on it. Pretty stoked about this. That's pretty damn solid. That is solid. And I'm just going to basically tighten all these guys up. So as you guys saw me do though, which there again I have never done before, so I'm not going to pretend like I'm the man now. Although I do kind of feel like I'm the man now. But you know, you saw me how I was doing it a little bit at a time, going back and forth from bolt to bolt. See how the bubble's right in the middle? Now, by the time I put weight on it, it's not moving much. I think it's golden, guys. I think it's golden. Right in the middle. And then the same thing over here. Right there. Bubble. Oh yeah. Okay, so if I put my back on first, or my bottom, I'm sorry, not the back, and make life even easier, I'm going to grab a pencil and mark my studs so that way I can go over there and mark it, transfer the glue onto my marks that I make. And I can do all that on the desk, my workbench. So I'm just going to mark roughly where the boards are for glue. Alright, so I'm going to apply the glue. This is what's great too. If this is any other winter, my glue wouldn't be any good because it would have been frozen. But now that's insulated, thank God. Alright, I'll take this over there, take this over there, and I will come back for you guys too. Alright, I told you guys I'd come back for you, man. Come on. I'm not gonna leave you guys hanging, don't worry. You see my bottom piece there. By the way, there's the scales for the little challenge. Yep. Alright. There we go. See if I can't line it up like this. Yeah, went ahead and masked, by the way. I went ahead and put some masking tape on it, around it. Now when I go to paint, these little guys are so cute. Make sure I don't put this on the corners. I don't want it on the corner. But yeah, I'm using 1-inch 16 gauge finish nails. That's what I chose to use for it. Hit the road, Jack. Don't you come back no more. What'd you say? Hit the road, Jack. Don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. Hit the road, Jack. But as soon as I get this top on, it shouldn't be that big of a deal. Now a lot of people, you'll see them like take their finger and smooth it around, which is fine. But that's why I just do my good size bead. And that's good. I think that's gonna look pretty nice. I really do. Here, check it out. And with the charcoal gray, I think that'll look pretty good. I know I'm pretty sure if people see this, they're gonna want one. Alright, I'm just gonna knock down the edges with this sander. Just try to get all the dust off as much as possible. Alright, here we go, charcoal gray. There again, it's 1/2-inch threaded rod. If you ever want to think about making this, 1/2-inch might even be overkill, but I'd rather it be overkill instead of dropping my stereo on the ground. And I think this is just going to look so clean. So yeah, looks like we're about done with pretty much done with the first coat, guys. I'm going to let it dry. It shouldn't take long. I don't think with this kind of material, I don't think it will take long to dry. And then I'm going to go ahead off camera and finish it up. We have us a heavy duty floating shelf. I have to say, I'm really happy with how this turned out. I went ahead and put my stereo up on here and my router, just to show you guys that it's holding fine. I mean, it doesn't budge. It is on there. So a little bit more closer view for you guys. But there again, I mean, doesn't budge. I went ahead and also put my TV up. I'm not a huge fan of all the cords at the moment, but I'll be running those through the wall and they'll be coming out through here. That way those will be non-existent. You won't be able to see them. Be a lot more cleaner look. But besides that, I am ecstatic about it. I mean, it turned out better than I thought it would. I'm being totally honest with you guys. So anyway, here's our heavy duty floating shelf. I hope you guys enjoyed the build, and if so, give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing. See you guys again soon. Peace.